You're watching the AWN Network, your place for anti-war news on May 10, 1972.
Breaking news. More anti-war protests have broken out in response to President Nixon's announcement 2 days ago about the decision to place mines in North Vietnam harbors, including Hap Hong Harbor.
Across the country, anti-war activists are outraged. From Los Angeles to New York City, protests have broken out. Many even stand the streets in the way of traffic, for they believe to stop traffic is to stop the war, since so many outlets somehow have a connection to the war in Vietnam. Minneapolis's Armory of the National Guard has been targeted by Minnesota University demonstrators, and protests have become violent, with some even breaking windows with rocks and tearing down fences.
Tear gas has been used on the demonstrators, and dozens have been sent to the hospital due to injuries. University demonstrators have blocked roads and caused commotion in Minneapolis. Live from University Avenue, we take you to Sydney Wiegand at the anti-war protests. Sydney? Thank you for that intriguing story. People are still buzzing about John Lennon's concert a few weeks ago on April 22nd, 1972, at the National Peace Coalition rally. Many celebrities have been showing their support against the war in Vietnam, perhaps most notably being John Lennon and Yoko Ono.
All we are saying
AWN will be right back with more anti-war updates.
When they divide up the pie in Washington, do you ever wonder who gets the biggest slice?
Now for the jet.
Most of your taxes go to pay for wars, past, present, and future. What does your money buy? It buys you Vietnam, and with it, inflation, unemployment, disunity, and death. It buys you bombs instead of schools, defoliation instead of clean air and water, tanks instead of trains, and destroys homes instead of building them. Isn't it time we got out of their country and back into ours? Write your congressman. Tell him you need a bigger piece of the pie now.
You're watching the AWN Network, your place for anti-war news on May 10, 1972.
Many Americans fight in the senseless battle in Vietnam every day, but what we don't always hear is what it feels like to be a Vietnam veteran who had no choice in the matter.
Because of the draft, many were and are forced to fight in Vietnam against their will. We hear of one brave man who dares to speak up about how his forced service in Vietnam has affected him. Sydney?
Here we have a brave young soul named Alfred McLeeson. Mr. McLeeson, how did you come to fight in Vietnam?
I was drafted in 1970 at age 20. I was working as a gas station clerk to save up to go to college. You see, those in college didn't have to be drafted.
How did you feel when your draft number was called?
I was terrified. I felt like the end of the world. My little mama wept because she thought I was going to be killed. You see, I did not support the war, and here I was, forced to fight someone else's battle, possibly die for something I didn't even believe in. I thought America was free.
What was it like fighting in Vietnam?
It was hell on earth. Every day I watched my fellow soldiers suffer and die right before my eyes, many of which had never wanted to fight in the first place. I saw innocent Vietnamese villagers killed in crossfire. I lost everything in Vietnam. My human dignity, my brothers, and a piece of me.
What part of you did you lose in Vietnam?
My leg, it was blown off, so they honorably discharged me.
Would you care to share with us what you think of the war now?
The war in Vietnam must be stopped. the destruction will only get worse. Are we going to stand by and watch our young men die? If we let them continue, they will not rest in peace, but in pieces. Thank you for that stirring story, Sydney. It has been 2 years since the famous Kent State Massacre, and many are honoring those who lost their lives on that day. We bring you our memorial mini-story.
The Kent State Massacre marked perhaps the most widely known anti-war protest in American history. Students at Kent State University rioted when they felt that Nixon was expanding the war, not taking efforts to pull out of it altogether. Furious, they destroyed property and even burned down the ROTC, Reserve Officers Training Corps, building on the university grounds. The National Guard was sent to quench the rioting, resulting in 4 students being killed and several others being wounded in the commotion of gunfire. Today, on May 10th, 1972, we remember the Kent State Massacre that occurred only a little over 2 years ago on May 4th, 1970. Two of the people killed were not even involved in the protest. AWN will be right back with more anti-war updates. Do you want to end the war in Vietnam, but you don't know how to show your opinion? Do you like wearing circles of metal? You like having holes in your clothes? Well, we have the product for you. The anti-war button. This fashionable circle of metal adds a touch of passive-aggressive political views to any outfit, coming in a multitude of varieties from generic and subtle to in-your-face and determined. Yes, you can get this fabulous product for the small price of 99 cents. Yes, I said it, 99 cents. And best of all, you can wear them anytime, any place, anywhere. So help us end the war in Vietnam by wearing our anti-war buttons. Impress your friends and make a political statement. Because nothing says peace like a piece of metal. Buy your anti-war button for 99 cents, not including shipping and handling, by calling 1-555-555555. Anti-war buttons are not responsible for any injuries or damage done by the buttons. May cause bleeding if pinned incorrectly. Purchase at your own risk. Keep out of reach of children. Peace out.
Has developed a new kind of bomb. It's called the mother bomb. Each mother bomb contains 640 baby bombs, which are full of hard steel pellets. The mother bombs release the baby bombs. The baby bombs explode and scatter the pellets over an area the size of 10 football fields, with enough force to puncture the head or chest or stomach of a North Vietnamese soldier or a water buffalo or a baby. We're dropping thousands and thousands of these mother bombs on the people of Cambodia, Vietnam, and Laos. Let's hear it for motherhood and the flag.
You're watching the AWN Network, your place for anti-war news on May 10th, 1972. We now bring you to Sydney Wiegand with the weather.
The week will be nice and clear, very good for protests. Los Angeles high will be 74 degrees, so will Chicago's, and Minneapolis will be 68 degrees. The low for Los Angeles will be 57, Chicago's low will be 41, and Minneapolis will be 48. There will be no precipitation except for Chicago, which is only 20%, and it will be mostly sunny.
Thank you for watching the AWN Network, your place for anti-war news on May 10th, 1972.